Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Bryville alongside Darren Schoenrock. Coach, you went up to UConn over the weekend, got a game. They took the series, but really, if you look at the overall weekend, a couple of tight losses. You had the nice win on Saturday. Pretty good series overall. You wish you had a player or two back, could have won the series, but you played pretty solid this weekend.
We played well. They're always kind of known to have a very deep and pronounced pitching staff. You know, they always have a guy that seems like he's going to be at the front end of the draft. They always have some very high velocity in the bullpen. They've been a very good pitching school through the years, and they sprinkle in every other year or so the lineup that can get them to a regional or super regional. So the pitching is as advertised, very, very good. I thought our at-bats were competitive. We had a moment on Sunday to win in the series clinching loss that we just didn't throw strikes out of the bullpen, and that kind of, from a guy who's been nothing but strikes in the bullpen. So, but proud of our guys, the way they fought, the way they battled. Alex Hicks was absolutely dominant on Saturday. Our weekend rotation is starting to take shape now, and we're starting to kind of know what we're going to get out of each guy, and that's a comforting feeling going into weekends. Goodman,
just another 7-hit weekend, back on the honor roll. This guy keeps plugging along.
Yeah, they're going to get tired of putting him on the honor roll, and he has a hunger for RBIs. He has a hunger to hit. It's like I talked about Sunday. He's kind of staying out in front of the scouting report. So a lot of times the freshmen will go in and do their deal. Word gets out of what they do, whether they're aggressive, whether they're using the pull side, or they're sitting on breaking balls, or they're just fastballs only. The word gets out of what guys do, and then you've got to make adjustments. Well, he's starting to study now. He's studying a lot of video of pitchers we're facing when we have that video access to all those, and he's over at a building a lot, like a quarterback studying a defense. When he's DHing, he studies in between at bats, charting that's in the dugout. He's a lot more educated into what's going on than you and I think, because and then he's got the physical gifts to go with it. So, he's got that approach and that mentality. You know, I equate it to the difference between a caveman and a professor. You know, sometimes hitters become too much like a professor and they try to think through things. He's more like a caveman, and when it's hanging there, or and he can see a lot of white, he's going to attack it. He's got the physical ability to do it, and he's going to be a real special college baseball player for us.
He's really mature beyond his age, doing all the study. There's even, I'm sure seniors that probably don't put as much in the scouting report and film work that Hunter does. It's kind of scary if he continues to progress through his 3 or 4 years here at Memphis, how good and what kind of numbers he could attack in the record book.
Absolutely. And the key when you have a guy like that, and Houston's got Joe Davis and Tulane's got Hosey that we'll see this weekend, is what can you put around those people to force that opponent to have to pitch to them, where you can't dodge them and walk them and pitch around them. So you want to, the key with how Hunter's going is, how's Peyton Marshall going, and what is happening with him, being behind there, and that's going to be a big key. And Peyton's been good. Peyton's kept good numbers. So with Peyton hitting behind him, they're going to have to deal with one of those guys, and that's our 2 leading RBI guys, and then getting Alec Trella going to where he's a little bit more hungry in those moments. But all in all, very pleased with how the lineup's unfolding. They're giving us what they have, and because of injuries, we're playing basically 11 guys, and it's going to grind on them down the stretch.
Through this part of the season, you kind of look back and look at your rotation on the weekend. Your rotation's been really good. In fact, it had its best weekend, I think, at a 1.44 ERA over the weekend.
Absolutely, our best weekend. And we were talking on the way back, is that, they all have moments where they can be gotten, but you kind of know what you get going in now, and what each guy is going to do. Some guys you got to play defense behind. Chris has got to get his changeup going. When he gets that going, he can eat up 6-7 innings at the blink of an eye. Hunter Smith's got to get fastballs on both sides of the plate. They all have things that they have to do, and Jason does a phenomenal job, our catcher, in forcing those guys early in the game into doing what they need to do to be successful. He calls an outstanding game, and even when we catch Hunter on the Saturday, Jason sits at the table and calls the game for him. So he's still impacting that game and how it's unfolding. So He's got a good thing going with those guys now, and we're going to have them this weekend with the powerful offense that we're going to face.
You're going to have a busy weekend, then about a busy 5 days. So the weekend series has moved up a day due to Easter. Back at home, going to be dealing with weather yet again. Hopefully it unfolds over 3 days, maybe not. But then Monday, Tuesday, you've got North Alabama coming in. So you're going to have a pretty busy 5-day stretch.
Nine games in 13 days, and some of that there's some travel, going down to Oxford, but the bulk of it is at home. We got a good opportunity at home before we get on a flight and go to UCF, for another tough place to play. Got to take advantage of being at home. Got to protect the home turf. We've played very well in Oxford. We'll go down tonight and attack them, and then but the focus now is can we keep climbing or keep doing damage in the American Athletic Conference in a league that I think is really, really balanced. Tulane coming in it looks like is kind of separating itself with East Carolina, and the rest of us are all kind of jumbled up and the same, and it's just going to be who can play well down the stretch.
What do you know quickly? I know you're focused on Tulane, but about North Alabama, we haven't seen them in a long time.
Made the move to Division I. Mike Keene does an excellent job. He's been an assistant there for a long time. Took over the head job a few years ago. Been at North Alabama 30 years. And traditionally, we played them a lot in my coaching career when he and Coach Lane were together, and I was at Birmingham Southern. A very aggressive offensive style. Now they're making that transition from D2 to D1. They are at full counter now, and they did beat Ole Miss a game a couple of weeks ago. They're very capable. They've got a couple arms, so we moved that series up to a Monday Tuesday, which is the first time I've ever done that, to alleviate some pressure of playing and then getting on a flight in the morning to go to UCF, and then with Easter Sunday off, we kind of treat the Monday Tuesday like a Tuesday Wednesday. Right. So. This time of year when the weather turns good, our guys would rather be playing than practicing. This sport's meant to play and play every day, and our guys are going to get a dose of it now.
All right, Coach, we'll see you out there this weekend.
Thanks, Jeff.
Head Coach Darren Schoenrock, I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.